Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Way of the Hunter. So this is going to be a bit of a different weekend of sorts, because I actually did try doing a couple of episodes for this weekend already, and absolutely nothing happened in them. What I kind of have come across is I feel like Way of the Hunter is a lot more dead feeling for its map than Way of the Hunter is more dead feeling for its map than the Hunter Classic is, because it doesn't feel like animals really roam around in Way of the Hunter. It feels like they're clustered up into little pockets dotted on the map, and in between these clusters, there is nothing. You don't really come across like them calling, you don't see them roaming around. It just feels like the map is so empty-ish, whereas at least for the Hunter Classic, a lot of parts of the map might feel empty, but you also don't know what just is randomly wandering around from bit to bit. If the animals are too focused on need zones, it feels like then the rest of the map all around those zones is just kind of dead and lifeless. So I'm going to take that in mind. I'm going to change up my approach for, I can't really do free hunting like I like to in the Hunter Classic, is the way I kind of look at it. You have to have your planned out map of what you're doing, and if you don't, you're not really going to have much luck coming across animals. So I'm going to switch this out for the roe deer caller, keep the rest there, and we're going to take the vehicle and actually go for a drive. Again, this is something where normally when I would go for, say, free hunting, I would not think at all of taking the vehicle with me because of all the noise it make. Oh, is this? Right, this is the place that has, the... Okay, right. Over here. Yeah, this is the way out. I normally wouldn't think of taking the vehicle because of all the noise it make and the animals that startle, but because, again, of how the map doesn't really have just wandering wildlife, it feels necessary to use the vehicles. All right, there's the parking sign. It feels necessary to have to use the vehicles just to get around and actually see something, even if you're startling it to do so. And then, how I'm probably going to tackle, Way of the Hunter forward. I'm going to do maybe a couple more weekends after this one of Way of the Hunter. I'm going to take a break and go to the Hunter Classic. The reason being is that we're actually getting the next DLC for Way of the Hunter, the Aurora Shores Alaska map, I think in just a couple of days. It said it was coming out on the 23rd, and I didn't check if it was 23rd of February or of March, but I think it was for February, so my original game plan was a little bit of time in Transylvania, maybe back to Nez Perce, just complete the story, say that's done, a little break using the Hunter Classic, and then we'd start the Aurora Shore stuff. That's probably the plan I'll still stick with, but I was expecting we'd have to wait longer before we would have seen DLC for Way of the Hunter. Like a month or two. I was expecting there to be a little bit more time. Not 2 days in comparison. So yeah, that's my approach to it. I've still got to get more a feel for Way of the Hunter. I think because the wildlife is so, zone-centric, it kind of takes me out of the feel or enjoyment of it as much as, the Hunter Classic had. Because at least for the Hunter Classic, I'm trying to think of where I might want to go. As, yeah, we've been... maybe I'll go up this long road, because there was the big focus of just trying to get up to Perumbar's cabin. And I didn't really stop and take some time to really hunt on our journey up there. But yeah, because the wildlife doesn't wander, the tracking system, I do prefer Way of the Hunters, but because it doesn't really, track the active animals, or, their movements not on specific routes or paths, it doesn't really help you in any way to, get an idea of, if there is wildlife around you all that much. Again, there might be all this space in here, but with the animals so centered on, having specific need zones and only going towards and around them, it just makes the game feel a little bit more lifeless and empty. I do think Way of the Hunter is the best hunting game right now, but it's still got areas where the Hunter Classic definitely beats it for feel and personal enjoyment on my end. Opinions are definitely going to change and vary. But, yeah, just for me, it feels like there's an aspect of it that's too scheduled and planned out for its focus. Like, you almost are necessary to take the vehicles out to go, unless you want to spend, like, a lot of time slowly walking across just vast empty traces or empty spans of space. Like, I can even see if we get to a spot where it's, like, good to stop and look around. But I think a telling thing is that for, like, all the distance that we've covered so far with the Jeep here, in the space from here all the way up to here, I don't think there's been a single animal we have sighted yet. That kind of tells you, or at least kind of tells to me, the game might be have to try and adjust to feel like there's a little bit more, like, roaming or randomness. Even if it is just, like, not a full pack or herd of animals, even if it's just, like, one going on its own. It just feels like there's not enough wandering and just wildlife. Once you find a pack or a herd of them, sure, you have a lot of animals there. But otherwise, it just feels like it's so much more empty. Like, animals don't just live naturally or, like, roam around on their own. It's a hard feeling to describe. I don't know if I'm able to get the point across that some people are kind of, like, from what they've seen, they might agree or disagree. But yeah, to me, it's just Transylvania, I think, is a lot more noticeable for it, because Nez Perce, they tried to set it up so differently you don't pick that up immediately. Because when you do start on Nez Perce, you have, like, the badgers that were nearby, you have the mule deer herd, you have the pheasants. You had a lot of animals heavily loaded to being around your very first area. No? Okay, so we got our first animal sighting. It just took from there to there. And it looks like a pack of... Oh, mouflon. Okay, so or should I call them, flock? Ooh. Well, I see one we're going for. Okay, so at least these guys look like they are kind of, roaming a bit. Well, I say that, although I think it's just possibly... Yeah, it might just be to a need zone. Okay, so I think if I go for 150, that'll do just fine. Oh, nice. Took down a single shot. Okay, so we'll see if this keeps going. But I feel like the lessons that I have from the Hunter Classic cannot apply as well to Way of the Hunter. And if you do bring in a lot of the same mentality, you might run into a lot of stumbling blocks, sort of like I might have. Well, let's see here about this guy. Yeah. Okay, so I am getting a little bit better about, like, trying to aim lower. Ooh, yeah, that was quite a bit. Clip the heart. Not quite a perfect heart shot, but still pretty close for it. Take an overview of you. Hunt rating was only a 3, but he was a mature 3-star there. I think he's a tier 5 animal. Truth be told, I haven't actually really been looking at the trophy stats. No, I mostly go off of, like, these two things here, but we'll just sell that off and continue on our way. I think the star rating is the one I generally am using to get a better idea of stuff. But let me check The Mouflon. That's a tier... Yeah, see, that's a tier 5. That is where you lose a little bit of the hunt rating. But, well, I guess I should bring up another thing, is that I feel like the rifles almost need... Instead of being locked into, like, single tier 6, tier 5, tier 4, need a little bit of, like, how Call of the Wild had it, where this could range, like, from 6 to 4, or 5 and 4, something like that in a way. It's just because when you get to the hunt rating, and you kind of see that it's not a full 5 stars, like, what could I have done different? Well, the thing was just the wrong tier of weapon, but because you can only take 2 weapons with you, you kind of have to figure out, like, what do you give up on having the chance of going after? Unless you want to basically be having it, so every time you spot an animal, you stop your vehicle, you go to the back, pick up the weapon. Oh, that might be what they actually want you to do, now that I think about it. Is, instead of, like, having... Again, you just roam more so and have a variety of weapons that would work for a number of species. It is, you base more out of your vehicle. So if you do spot an animal that is, say, like a tier 5, and I don't have a tier 5 rifle, it's stop, get the tier 5 from the back, load it up, take your shot with that, then drive and go. Oh. I'm not actually sure. Maybe fallow deer? Yeah, that's a herd of fallow deer. So again, just as I was talking about, let's go grab our tier 5. And we'll just watch them for a little bit and see. I feel like that's how Way of the Hunter wants to operate, is you're not really supposed to be that much on foot. You're supposed to stay more with your vehicle. And that's why it has, like, the storage and everything with it. And it's only once you have, like, opportunities like this where, like, animals are scared out in the open, or that is when you start going, or you leave the vehicle behind and use on foot. I'm so used to, like, I guess it's called... Oh. It might have been Call of the Wild, that I was so used to the animals getting so frightened by the vehicle that you don't really want to use it all that much, or you should just be, like, walking around and you'll be able to come across animals just as they are wandering. Again, you've got to switch up the mindset really heavily, it feels like. Okay, well, this is the... Oh, this is actually the area we came across the, that one fallow deer we gotten before. Because it was just... Yeah. There's the herd of red deer, I think, up there. I tried going up and scared them off, or they had gotten scared off as I was trying to get up there. Now, when I came back this way, the fallow were just over there, like they are now. Okay, is there any... Actually, I should check the encyclopedia, make sure they are a tier 5 animal. They are, okay. I'm not going to be able to call them at all, because I think I have the wrong caller for that. Oh, and there's an... Okay, there's an adult male over there. And is that a female or a male? Can't tell from here. Now, like, I want to leave the young male. He is alerted. I just can't get a good view over there to... that one. Maybe I can try for him. Just make sure this is set for the 150. No, I think that was a... Yeah, golden jackal call. I've kind of lost sight of the fallow I was going to go for. Actually, let me check the encyclopedia. Do I have the jackals in here as an animal? I don't think I do, so... Okay, I think I see my... It's not a great shot. I think I can... Yeah, I can make that. I'll just put that there. Okay, I think that's R1. It's... I'm surprised they're... No. I'm surprised they didn't get scared off. Like... Oh, hi. Okay, you're just a young male. I mean, truth be told, I'm not all that concerned if I do just get you. And now I can't see him. Okay, maybe if I just wait him out. Oh. Oh, there's a better one. Yeah, this is probably too... Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Okay, I don't see the... Yeah, you know what? I better go for him, because he's the only one I see. Actually, you know what? I gotta... Yeah, there we go. That'll send them off. Oh. Okay, I'm guessing the jackals are probably only like a tier 3 or lower animal, because one of the things about the hunter sense is you see the golden spire here? That's only supposed to show up for small game animals. So I think I accidentally blasted this guy with a cannon, more than likely. Ooh, yeah, see. I aim pretty low. I think it's just because of like how powerful the rifle was. Yeah, right down the throat. Although, oh, it didn't even go... Kind of split the lungs, too. Yeah, only hunt rating of 2. Okay, lost... Oh, yeah, lost by a lot of meat off there, but we'll sell that. And the encyclopedia is probably going to say it's like a tier 3 animal, isn't it? No, he's actually tier 4. So if I was using the other rifle, that would have been more ethical. Okay, let me go grab the Jeep, bring this down, and then I'll go check and see about that fallow we took a shot at. I think that's... Now that I'm playing a little bit more and thinking about, like, keeping the vehicle with me, that might be the big obstacle that I should have been trying to do earlier, is... The Jeep and the vehicle are meant to constantly be with you. You're meant to use them for trekking across the map. You're not really supposed to be wandering on foot all that much. You can, but it's more so, I think, to prepare and set yourself up for, like, using it to then, like, plan out the timing for need zones. Okay, let me head over here. I did remember place down the marker where I shot, though. There are some little bits of advice and tips that are sticking. Now, I don't know if this was actually like a fallow deer need zone is the thing. Because I did scare them, I think that they wouldn't have really come back here. Like, if I did take my time more. Let me just see about this spot here. I know he went running off, but I just don't know how injured he was from the shot. Expires quickly and nearby. Perfect. And then, again, this is my... when it comes to tracking down the animals with the, like, wounds to them, this is where this system works usually so well. Although, I'm not seeing too much of a blood trail. Oh, come on, just let me analyze. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Is this more from... oh, come on. Register. I'm looking right at it. There is a little bit of not wanting to register right for looking at some of the zones. Okay, where is more of the blood trail from that... or from the fallow? I know I saw him running this way. Unless maybe I'm thinking of a different one that was running. Oh yeah, I must have been thinking of a different one, because that's him right there. Okay, this should be now a 5-star hunt rating on him. As it was the right tier of weapon, it was a good distance. Oh, actually... well, I guess maybe the rest of the fallow are up there. Let's take a look at you, because you're not too bad looking, in my opinion. Probably the best one I've gotten yet. Yeah, so got him right through the rib. Can't quite place the heart shot, but... oh, actually... I think I got a little bit of the heart. That's what the magenta-ish color on the trail means. Orange is kind of like the area around it, like the expansion of the shot through... and the pale blue is through the lungs. Yeah, so not too bad there. Yeah, that was it there. And not too bad for a sell price there. I'll sell you off. Get back to the vehicle and keep going. But I think I've found the last part of Way of the Hunter that I wasn't quite clicking with. I think my big problem was... I didn't think of taking the vehicle with me for free roam and free hunting. I always took it with me for, like, trying to get down the objectives, because they give you, like, the radius you need to reach and go to. Whereas I should have been taking the vehicle much more and getting more familiar with having it out. So if you do kind of come into this with sort of, like, say, the mindset of... possibly the Hunter Classic, though I've never actually used a vehicle in that game, so I can't be sure of it. But, like, Call of the Wild, where if you take the ATV and you scare everything around you, Way of the Hunter is more so, this is your hunting base on the go, and you want to keep it with you as much as you can. Oh. Well, I know what I gotta grab here. Alright, is this the... yeah, that's the tier 6. Because ain't that an interesting sight right out there. Yeah, it looks like we got a couple of bears. Okay, so let's see. Young female, young male. Now, they are both young, and if I wanted to let them age, I'd probably want to skip on them. But we've not gotten a brown bear yet. So let's see. Yeah, that should do. Okay, that should probably do it with those two. He's moving awful slow. I don't know what's happened to him. Like, is he just on the last legs and he's... yeah, there he goes. Yeah, that's something to... if I get the chance to do a double tap, I'm going to try to do so. Just because it's a way of, like, getting me more familiar with, okay, maybe my shot wasn't placed the greatest. So it helps to have that, like, insurance to make sure. But yeah, now that I... Like, from the couple of episodes, you guys aren't going... Ooh, can I cross this? Yeah, looks like I can. From the... Basically, the episodes that I tossed out because nothing happened, I did it entirely on foot. And that is where I see the drastic differences here, is... I just tried walking... Actually, I can probably show you on the map. Like, I started from the cabin here, went all along this footpath as it wound up here. Never really saw an animal or got a chance at them. The second episode, I tried along here, followed this, and exact same thing. Hey, big guy. Let's see. Okay, I was shooting way too forward on this guy. I mean, I was able to get the lungs, which was nice. It might have bled out after this one, but I also don't know for sure. So yeah, a lot of the expansion happened before it hit the lungs. And then the second one... Ooh, it was that far back? Wow. I mean, I still managed to clip the lungs, and actually the liver. So yeah, I'm guessing you're probably not going... Yeah, it doesn't sell for too much meat. And because it was the 2 shots, that's where I lost some of the hunt rating. Although, with the genetic fitness that low, it's actually not bad, I think, for having gotten him. So yeah, we'll sell that off, and then work our way back to the vehicle. I do kind of miss the Hunter Classics feel for... You could just take a few weapons out with you and have this. You can wander wherever you want on the map, and you'll kind of find animals. You have a variety of ethical things you can go for with one weapon. You felt like you didn't have to have this little base of operations on the go. And one thing, probably in the weapons statistics, where you go through like all the energy stuff or that, like how much joules the projectile or like the caliber of ammo produces, maybe that'll give you some better ideas, or knowing, like having those sort of ranges for like tier 3, 4, etc. that I was saying. But I feel oh, do I have that hunting tower opened up? I do not. So you know what? Let's just bring you kind of close to it and see if I can actually open it up from this side of the river. Yeah, I can. Okay. Let's drive back up the hill and get back on the road. Okay, something got spooked over there. Actually, you know what? Ah, see, there's not really a... I guess I can actually go down along... You know what? Maybe I'll stick to this road because it does have a lot better visibility. But yeah. Using the vehicle, driving around more, and how the hunting tiers are much more like rigid and firm. The weapons don't really cover a variety. It does feel like it is so much more necessary to have your quick inventory access with the vehicle or the jeeps. I know there's another vehicle that's been added to the game. I think I'm a ways off from the cabin. I was going to say I'll check the shop to see. But I think there's like a UTV. I know it's pretty expensive in-game, or at least I've heard it's expensive. But you can pick that up and use that as well as another vehicle. You know, it's just like a free bit of content added, so I'm guess technically free LC, although it was just included as a base update, so you can kind of qualify it how you will. But yeah, for having the vehicle and driving around, how this episode went compared to the 2 I tossed out, I feel like it is necessary to be more comfortable with using the vehicle for getting cover or going around. Your on foot is only going to be... Whoa, what the? That's a fallow deer, isn't it? Oh no, that's a red deer. Okay. Although, he seemed like he was just on his own, strangely enough. Although, hang on. I think I have a tier... Yeah, I do have a tier 6. That's the tier we need for him. Yeah, he was just kind of randomly up here. Is there a drinking spot here? Let me quickly get out and check. Just because, again, I've been talking about how the animals don't really wander around, or it doesn't feel like they do that much. So I was just thinking maybe there's a need zone around here that is registering. Or to register and know that red deer are here. It's a quaint little stream, but no, there's nothing, like, really coming out to say this was a spot for them. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to pop back in the vehicle and we'll end this episode here. I don't think it went too bad for all things considered. Like, we've gotten, what? A jackal, a brown bear, a fallow deer. And that was about it. Not exactly a lot, but better than nothing like what I threw out. So thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. Until I do see you in the next video, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.